Hey everybody, Jason Bermas here, and there's a lot of talk lately by Zombie J that he's beaten Big Pharma. We beat Big Pharma! No one's beat Big Pharma. They are bigger than ever, and they have officially come for your kids. And it goes well beyond the nightmare of the last 2.5 years. We've seen this gradually over time, but I got to tell you, even I get disturbed when I see something new. That's why probably a week, 2 weeks ago, I'm laying back. I'm watching my nighttime shows that I try to go to bed to at like 1, 2 in the morning. I'm a big History Channel guy, America Heroes Channel. I like history, right? And one of the shows that I really like is American Pickers because I grew up in a household that was heavy on antiques, and that kind of intertwines with history. Now, the commercials they generally run on these networks are big pharma heavy. They are big pharma heavy. You can't watch any of these mainline networks, Comedy Central included, one of the worst, right? I also like watching South Park late night, without seeing some advertisement for a drug that, in my opinion, is based in hate and lies. Let me repeat that. Based in hate and lies. And when we're talking about drugs that are antidepressants, we recently had this study out there where it says, hey, they don't make people any happier. The chemical imbalance theory is Johnny nonsense. Pay no attention. And the media will continue to spin that, oh, that study might be out there, but you know what? The antidepressants are still good for you. Okay? And the media, even in this case, when we're talking about literal methamphetamines for your children, will do the same thing. Okay? And we're going to show you that. But when I see a drug being pushed upon kids for ADHD, not ADD, which wasn't a thing in my youth, which they came up with, like when I was on the verge of graduating high school, going into college, pushing Ritalin on children. And then they're like, you know what? That's not enough. That's not enough. Let's make it ADHD. And I see a drug, again, being pushed on 6 to 14-year-olds that they admit may cause suicidal thoughts or actions, and there are studies out there it could cause psychosis. I have to speak up. And I have to speak up because these companies are never criminally liable. You may be able to sue them for damages and funds. Who cares? They belong in prison. Prison. When you hurt children, when you hurt people, you need to go to jail. Jail. But no. These people are not only protected by the government, they are protected by this new array of fact checkers. And in fact, we're going to do a whole nother video later today where there will be a section only on the outside of YouTube accounts, because we can't really talk about it on YouTube, of Ron Johnson just eviscerating these companies and their fact checks. Hey, has Joe Biden been fact checked that he beat Big Pharma anywhere? I beat Big Pharma. He can't talk. He can barely walk. He poops himself. He runs nothing. And he's out there telling you he beat Big Pharma? They're doing better than ever, buddy. I know you don't know where you are most of the time or where you've been. And that's very, very sad, Joe. But you didn't beat anything. So what I want you to do before we get to this video, this new advertisement that's just blowing me away, and everybody should see and everybody should know about, I need you to thumbs it up, subscribe, share. You see the new studio, Red Voice Media, Reality Rants with Jason Bermas. The exclusive is now up. There's not only a full-on exclusive that you can pay for, redvoicemedia.net/Jason. Okay, that's how you subscribe. But they gave away the first half out of the gates on NEOM, sustainability, Saudi Arabia, and this globalist plan to trick you into the idea, again, you're bad. So please at least go over to Red Voice Media. Check that out. You're not going to find it anywhere else. You want to support the broadcast. The link is down below on how to subscribe. But without further ado, here is the new drug that they're pushing on your kids. And you should not only be disturbed, you should be warning other people that if their kid is a little unhappy, is depressed, is not doing well in school, they should really think about getting involved in their life further. They should really think about getting them involved in activities such as team sports or extracurriculars that build up their confidence. Just saying. Get involved in your kid's life. A pill's not going to solve anything. Okay? So here we go, and you can already see the unhappy child in the middle.
For children struggling every day with ADHD, help turn the tables with Qelbree, a non-stimulant prescription medication for children 6 to...
I was all over the place, but now they put me on drugs, and look at me smile. No, he was being a kid just a minute ago, and he's being a kid now, and he's an actor, and it has nothing to do with your ADHD drug, okay?
17 with ADHD, for challenging ADHD symptoms.
No. Again, that right there, the kid on the phone, that's self-control, all right? And that basically, look, you're in a school. I can't believe these teachers even allow that those devices, are on their persons, period. If they've got a phone and they've got a locker or a desk, keep it there. Or have a basket. Listen, I ran a bar with not children, but teenagers to young adults, 18 to, early 20s, most of my employees were. And I wouldn't let them have a phone behind the bar for 5 to 8 hour shifts. And sometimes 4. We try to keep it low. But if they wanted to say, use the phone, they had to take a break, go in the back. And even then, I wasn't happy. You can't control this in schools? Insanity.
Once daily Qelbree helps provide significant relief. So instead of their world revolving around ADHD, Qelbree helps make ADHD symptoms manageable.
Manageable, huh? No child's world revolves around ADHD unless you've installed that in them through propaganda, okay? Just want to point that out.
It's not known if Qelbree is safe and effective for children under 6.
Oh, we don't know if it's safe and effective. There's that Bernaysian term again for children under 6. But hey, you're 6-year-old? Let's do it. Let's go. We want it.
Pay attention to changes in your child's mood, behavior, thoughts, or feelings within the first few months of treatment or when the dose is changed, as medications like Qelbree may increase the risk of suicidal thoughts or behaviors in some children.
Oh, pay attention. Maybe you should have paid attention before you drugged your kids up. Okay. Suicidal thoughts and behaviors in some children. There is zero reason this should be on the market. None. They have come for your kids. Make no mistake about it. Think about that. They're telling you right there. And what they don't really want to tell you is that when you're suicidal, sometimes you don't mind taking people with you. Okay? These are dangerous drugs that I don't believe the vast majority of adults should be on. But your kids, my God. Let's roll it back. Let's roll it back 10 seconds and let them tell you that warning again. Listen closely.
Changes in your child's mood, behavior, thoughts, or feelings within the first few months of treatment or when the dose is changed, as medications like Qelbree may increase the risk of suicidal thoughts or behaviors in some children.
Now, notice it's not just Qelbree. It's medications like Qelbree. It's a plethora of these drugs. And maybe you should be paying attention to your kids' actions, thoughts, before you drug them up. It's your kid. What is wrong with these people?
Tell your doctor about all your child's medications. Do not take MAOIs with or within 14 days of starting Qelbree. Qelbree can increase heart rate and blood pressure and may cause manic episodes in patients with bipolar disorder.
Oh, it messes with your heart and it could make you manic? Wow, awesome. And in a second, we're going to show you a report from 2019 where they soften the blow. They tell you, it could probably cause psychosis too. but that's like 1 in 600 or so. No biggie. The methamphetamine drugs, that's about double, so like 1 in 300. They pad the blow. This is insanity. Why would you ever put your kids on these drugs?
Qelbree may cause sleepiness or fatigue, so use caution before driving or operating heavy machinery. Visit Qelbree.com and ask their doctor if non-stimulant Qelbree can help make your child's ADHD symptoms manageable.
Oh, look at that. Commercially insured patients as low as $20 each month for a whole year. They're advertising it like it's a cable discount, right? Or an internet discount for the first year. Now, again, this doesn't tell you it solves anything. It says it makes it manageable. Do you hear the semantical language these monsters use? No one's going to prison. No one's going to jail. Joe, you didn't beat Big Pharma. I mean, let's be real, dude. This is just woohoo! You wonder why we call it reality rants? Because I can't help but rant when I see something like this that is so surreal, it needs a dose of reality. So let's kick it to this news story. And again, they soften the blow on this one that it causes psychosis. Psychosis. These drugs cause psychosis.
In our health alert tonight, teens and young adults who are newly prescribed ADHD medications face a higher risk of psychosis.
Well, that's according to a large study conducted by Harvard Medical School and McLean Hospital.
And by the way, notice it's teenagers and young adults. They haven't even gotten to the 6-year-olds yet. This is 2019. We've known this for a long time. No one is criminally culpable. Big Pharma is making big business on your children's suffering.
Our chief health editor, Dr. Partha Nandi, joining us now to break down which drugs are causing this and how high is the risk for psychosis, Doc.
Hi, Glenda. The risk of psychosis really depends on the medication here. So researchers looked at 2 classes of drugs used to treat ADHD. There are amphetamines, which are sold as Adderall and Vyvanse, and methylphenidate, which are sold as Ritalin or Concerta. Now, the study included over 221,000 folks who were prescribed these medications for the very first time and who were between the ages of 13 and 25. Overall, 1 out of every 660 patients had a psychosis episode not long after starting the stimulant. Now, surprisingly, though, the researchers found a big difference between the 2 classes of drugs. So amphetamines actually doubled the risk of psychosis when compared to methylphenidate.
All right, doctor, so can you explain more about psychosis and what one person might experience?
Absolutely, Alan. So psychosis, bad news. What happens is that you lose touch with reality.
Yeah, bad news. You lose touch with reality. You could have a manic episode, hallucinations. And when you look at all these mass shooters, guess what they're on? Guess what they're on? They're on these types of drugs and SSRIs.
Your thoughts and perceptions are disrupted, and you can experience delusions, hallucinations, paranoia, and possibly even hear voices. Recovery typically takes a couple weeks, but can sometimes take months. So having said all that, it's important to know that the overall risk still of experiencing psychosis is considered rare.
Now, let me just say this. Coming off these drugs, you have these episodes too, period. It's very hard. He's talking a couple weeks to maybe more. You know, I personally know adults that cannot come off of these drugs that are having these episodes. It's not in the first couple weeks. Long term, their brain chemistry is completely changed. It's insanity. And again, they soften the blow here. They should be like Jason Bermas, like, what's going on? Why aren't people criminally accountable? Why are we allowing this? Okay? So I just want to show you a couple of these studies in the headlines. Antidepressants don't make people any happier. Major study claims. Major study claims. This came out in April. We covered it. But I have to put it out there. Look at how they spin it. The chemical imbalance theory of depression is dead. So they admit that the studies are correct, that this chemical imbalance thing they've been talking about for the last 3 decades is total bullshit. But that doesn't mean antidepressants don't work. Let's shill on behalf of Big Pharma. You know, the Big Pharma that Joe Biden just beat. Big Pharma. Unreal, but so real and in your face. This one's a short one, guys. Again, thumbs it up, subscribe, share. You want to support the broadcast? Again, we've already got our first exclusive over at Red Voice Media. They're coming at you quick and hard every Friday. It is redvoicemedia.net/Jason to subscribe, show your support, say, hey, we want more Jason Bermas over at Red Voice. We'd love him to have a 4-day-a-week show over there. That's the goal. Okay, that's how we're trying to do this. So redvoicemedia.net/Jason. You want to support the broadcast other ways, you can directly donate via either my PayPal, jasonisvoid@yahoo.com, or the link is down below for both that and the Buy Me a Coffee, $5, $10, $15. It means the world to me. It's how we do it. You can make a premium subscription on Rockfin. This is like a Netflix for creators. We're talking about now hundreds of creators. Paul Joseph Watson just came on. You got people like Frank's Analysis, Max Blumenthal, The Convo Couch, Sloan Newsday, Whitney Webb, The Last American Vagabond. You hit subscribe on a desktop here. It's $9.99 a month or $99.99 for the year. It really helps me support doing this all the time. And then you get everybody's premium content. You support Jason Bermas, and I can put all my stuff out for free. And by the way, Red Voice, like I said, already put out the first half of my exclusive for free on Neome and The Line. But after 2 weeks, everything goes for free. It's one of the things that we agreed to because, hey, I'm not trying to make money. I'm just trying to survive, right? We got a Rumble. We are now 11,000 strong already on Rumble. I want to thank everybody that's supporting me over there. And I do want to remind everyone I'm a documentary filmmaker. Loose Change Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, and Shade the Motion Picture are free right here, right now, in the playlist section. I want you to watch them. I want you to share them because, folks, it is not about left or right. It is always about right and wrong. I absolutely love you guys, and I will see you all on the flip side.